Hello and welcome to the Shower Thoughts. So in today's podcast, we decided to do something a little different, and we thought it would be an interesting idea to put a gameplay in front of the podcast, so you guys have something to watch while also listening to the podcast. And hopefully, you guys enjoy our topic about schools and us rambling on throughout the whole video. And hopefully, you guys enjoy. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Hello, guys, and welcome to the Shower Thoughts. If you guys didn't know, we're gonna be talking about high schools today. So this week we just had our finals, right?
Yep.
So how did it just go? Did you do good in it?
I did good in most of them, yeah. How about you?
I did okay, but I feel like this year we just feel like all the school works and we didn't really study much either. So we just like the whole year we just breezed through it without doing much work at all.
Yeah, this year was a lot easier due to, not actually being inside the building and, using your resources at home to, at your advantage.
And when we say resources, I mean like I'm not gonna say I'm the one that do this, but I'm pretty sure everybody cheated on all the tests because they can just cheat. They can't tell you not to cheat, right?
Sure, yeah. There's no you can literally search anything up.
And even the teachers, I feel like the teachers don't even care about it because I talked to one of my teachers and like, are we allowed to use it? And he's like, yeah, it's your resource. We can't tell you not to. So we just
they don't
just cheat it.
Yeah,
even
they
on
give
the
up
finals,
at this point.
even finals. And this year,
Sure.
What was it last year? Yeah, it was last year when the coronavirus started.
Yep.
And we didn't
March
even
of
take
last
our
year.
we didn't even take our like the state test and stuff. And I don't
Yeah,
know
we
how
took-
that would work, but
Took none of that. I
It
think
just-
maybe by the end of next year we might have to, start taking those. And that's when we're, pretty much
Yeah.
fucked.
my theory is that if none of the kids actually did good on any of this, like the finals and stuff, they're gonna make us actually repeat another year, even if we pass all the classes, because we just didn't
hopefully
take the state
that's-
finals. Because on
Yeah,
those
hopefully
required,
that's not what it goes to.
those things are required, right? Like the state finals and stuff.
Yeah, they are required. They're required by the state. You just can't. They skip them.
we just
We
didn't
just
do
skipped
it.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, this whole year has just been weird, with all the president stuff, the riots, well, obviously the Black Lives Movement Matter and everything just coming up. But it feels like the schools it just feels like for us in this generation, our age, it just doesn't feel necessary to us, right? How do you feel
Yeah,
about
it's
that?
not. Well, I've always, as a teen, I've always hated school. I've never liked school. And, I've never thought school was necessary, because, like, if you think about it, right? Like, saying you want to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like to learn the right college is necessary. Middle school, high school, I don't think that,
Yeah.
that's necessary to, get a good job.
But so what does that mean? Does that mean you just don't do it? I mean, school is
No,
necessary to a point. But
You
it's
learn
like,
stuff, right?
Yeah,
But it doesn't help you.
it limits
It helps you a little bit, yeah.
It limits you to the opportunities they say you can do, because I feel like it's already in the rigged system how they like put you in certain classes which you don't find.
Okay, like for example, right? I'm saying some of the most successful people ever dropped out of high school. I
But
can't
they're-
even
but-
five right now.
no, but they're exceptional. They're not special, but they're exceptional. Because they had something going for them. They were good at some things. But
Yeah,
some
they were just
people-
smart.
Yeah, but school, I feel like school didn't teach us to like there's other options besides just going to college, doing this, just going on one way path. I feel like there's more options to that these days, at least.
Yeah,
And I feel like they're just not
there's
telling us. Yeah, I feel like they're not telling us how to do it.
True.
And with
Well,
all
like I was
this
saying-
too, it feels
Go ahead,
weird.
go
Though.
ahead.
Even the teachers, like if you expect us to like be proficient in all the classes, then why is only one teacher teaching one subject only?
That
You expect us to learn at least 8, even though the other 1 or 2 might be like special class you're taking, but other ones is like I expect you to get pass all this class, math, English, and there's only one teacher teaching one English, and you expect us to do math and English. It's just weird. It just feels
Yeah.
weird for me.
It is weird.
And
School,
like-
this whole system is weird
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah, these days at least. Yeah, I mean it's necessary to a point where you understand what school is, and you learn like multiplication and stuff.
I just
Right.
feel, yeah, like you need to learn the basics of life, and then you're good to go. How to read, how to do math, but all this other shit about square root plus b squared equals 1962. I don't think we need that. Like teachers think we're gonna go to a stop sign or like the limit, and like each, it's gonna be like a calculation wherever we go. But it's just not like that.
And
we don't need that
yeah,
in life.
even the teachers, they just look depressed as soon as we walk through the door. They're just like, this kid's not gonna learn. Why do I have to bother teaching him? And it just doesn't feel like when we're in elementary school when the teacher's like, who's ready for class today? And no, they're not. They don't even do that anymore. They're just
Yeah,
like,
teachers are
I
so hyped
take
back
your
then.
books
So
out.
were the
Yeah,
kids.
it's just same work for everyone, and it's just like they give the same type of problem to every single kid, and if none of the
Yeah,
kids are same, they're born up raised in a different like area. They're just it's different surroundings they're taught in, and they can't all
yeah,
learn the same, but they expect us to learn the same way, and it's just I feel and it's not I know it's not up to the teachers fully, but I feel like they can do some things to help us with those. And I can probably guess people who are listening to this can probably agree with that too. You don't feel like you're learning much. You're just going through what they tell you to do, right?
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
I feel like it could be so much more, but they just don't do it. Oh, they
And
don't
they
have the
limit
yeah.
us.
They're probably limited themselves too, but it just feels like a wasted opportunity, and
Yeah.
it's
So
high
like
school
now,
too.
right?
Yeah,
So do you think you're learning anything now at home? Have you learned anything now at home?
not as much from school, but from COVID and stuff, I've just been thinking a lot to myself as like me learning, seeing like different points of view. I know it sounds like some crackhead stuff, like so I just went to some crackhead place, but no, it just feels like having to think for yourself and then looking at something differently, understanding it. It feels better than what schools teach you.
Yeah.
And what?
Like,
Yeah, go for it.
what are
Go,
you
go,
gonna say?
go
No, I'm
ahead.
just gonna say like I feel like you can learn so much more out of school. Do you agree with me? Like I read this one. Like I was talking to this one kid, right?
Yeah,
And he's like everything I've watched on TV, even talk to my parents, talk to my friends. I feel like I've learned more than that than I have in school. Like life lessons, for example.
yeah, yeah,
I like in school they don't teach you about money, financial things, or just life lessons.
yeah.
They don't teach you any of that's important stuff right there.
Yeah, yeah, I
They don't
fully
really teach
agree
you that
with that.
stuff
I
in
fully
school.
agree with that. Yeah, they don't teach you how to deal with like mental depression or like mental health or some sort like that. They just expect you to wake up 8 hours a day and then just go to
Yeah,
school, have 30 minutes lunch break, and then boom, you're out the class, and you didn't learn
yeah,
anything. You just feel like you just wasted 8 hours of your day.
yeah.
It just
Also, when
feels
there
yeah,
was school, right?
yeah.
What do you think that of the time school starts? Do you agree with waking up at 7:30? Do you like it? Do you not
Oh,
like it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. So like well, where is it? Where is it? It's either like Switzerland or Finland or something. They do like their school days are really short. They start at like 9, 10 or something, and they end at like
Yeah.
2. And they during lunch break, every kids go home and then they eat food and then come out and then go back to school again. They only have
See, I
like
fuck with
4 hours.
that.
They only
I
have
fuck
four
with
hours
that.
of school and they have no homework at all. And there's so many support on the students to like do what they want to do, right? And I feel
You
like
see,
we
that's
could do that, but it's just like the system we're in, like the what is it, the American society that we're in. I feel like that's what's limiting us from doing certain things, for like
yeah,
freely seeing who like our students can be. Now it is
yeah,
like the students, they're like the future of us. That's all it is.
exactly. They're raising a bad future right now. At
Well,
least some students are. Not
yeah,
most of
some students.
the
Yeah, you guys know, you guys have that one friend in your group that's just like maybe you got it.
He's
Maybe you
slow.
just yeah, maybe you should stay in school. Just stay in school
Yeah.
a little bit. Maybe you have those friends, but yeah, I
Who
feel like
knows?
it's just been different. It could change. It needs to change. It's been the same for what over 100 years or so,
Yeah.
and it hasn't changed much. It hasn't changed much at all. It's just the
Yeah,
same
and for
atmosphere.
example,
Just some
okay, then moving into the next semester, right?
yeah
And we have an option to go to school or to stay home.
yeah yeah.
What do you think of that? What are you personally? What are you doing?
Personally, I
Or what
want
do
to
you think
stay
is
home.
best for students?
Best for students. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Each students is different. Sometimes they learn better in the class, like the atmosphere. Sometimes they learn better by themselves.
Okay,
But
look, let me tell you my point of view. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
so this first semester, right?
yeah,
My mom, she made me go to school, but I told you this before. There wasn't most of the teachers there. They weren't there, and then teachers had the option to teach at home. So going to school now was literally just like being at home. So I don't think it's pointless to go to school right now. Honestly, it's like we should just wait till COVID is absolutely done. Everyone's safe and good. Good to go.
But
But
then
I don't agree with it.
we'll have to stay 2 more years. We'll have to stay till we're at least 19 or 20 to finish
I'm
school.
down. I'm down.
That's a bit too much. I'm just trying to finish school and just be on with it, and then I can do
Dip.
my whatever I want. Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like they should change high school and stuff. They should change how it works. The time change. Everything changes. School's got to change too. I feel like they just got to change with it.
Yeah, like I don't know. School is a good thing, but at some point you just got take a step back and
Yeah.
realize what it really is. That is really important as people
It puts you
make
in
it
a
out to
system.
be.
Yeah. It's a one size fits all kind of system. That's what
Yeah.
school is. There's some
Yeah.
other stuff that it is, but school for me personally, it's always been about who has the best grades, which student is the smartest, not which student has the best gift to enhance what they can do in the world and make an impact. But it's just like if you have an A, you're a better kid than the kid who has a C in the class. I'm just like, that's not how it works. That C student might be a next time a Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos or
Yeah.
something, but he's just not good in English.
Like for
Right?
example, me, right? I always have C's, but I think I'm one of the smartest people alive.
No,
ever.
no, you're dumb. You're just dumb. You can't say I'm gonna be.
No,
the
like, if you
next
think of
Bill
it, right?
Gates.
I'm not smart in say math, right?
Yeah.
My math skills aren't the brightest, but my IQ outside, in actual things, I'm pretty smart.
Yeah.
I'm not an A student, but
Yeah, I know you personally, so I can say you're not school smart. School smart. You're not like. Well, you can be school. Everyone can be school card if they put work
yeah,
into it. It
exactly.
just
If
doesn't
you
feel
try,
like
yeah,
yeah, but it just feels like some people can be. They attack problems differently. That's what every kid is, and they just give you certain stuff to do, and then you just can't do much with it.
I also
Feels
feel
like,
like it
yeah.
depends on how you're treated at home. Some kids are I'm not
Yeah,
gonna say
yeah, I
what
understand,
race,
yeah.
but some kids, some specific people are how do I pronounce this?
Strict.
They're forced to do good in school.
Yeah.
They're like, if you don't do good in school, this happens to you. So, some kids are forced to do good in school, and,
Yeah.
other kids, they chill about it. They don't really, their
They
parents,
grow up
they want
in
them to do good in
different
school, but,
environments.
exactly,
understand,
exactly.
Some kids they feel like there's some records is
Like,
saying
you and me know some personally, obviously, we ride with them on the bus,
obviously. But that also affects how the kid is themselves. The kids got to
Exactly.
take some responsibilities too, but
You know how
Yeah, I
most of them are quiet and don't usually have too much friends.
yeah.
I don't think that's a good thing that, I'm not gonna, I don't want to call anyone out, but, parents, so,
they just got to
easy
sign
on
a
the
peace
kids,
treaty,
They gotta take it easy on the kids.
Yeah, definitely take it easy on the kids. Even though they're your kids, it's not up for you to control them. They're still a
Their
human.
future, it's their future, it's
Yeah.
their life.
You guide them towards better choices to make. That's all you have
As
to
a
do.
parent, you want your kid to be happy, right? Happy and successful, but,
Yeah.
forcing them to do something isn't exactly making them happy. Maybe
And-
it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know.
Yeah, that's coming from our eye point of view.
Our point of
right?
view, yeah.
Yeah.
As
But
people we
I
personally
get
know
that,
who
yeah.
told us
I get
about
that
their
it's different.
experiences, yeah.
We'll probably won't know at this time. We might know in the future, obviously, but we won't know how it feels to have a kid and try to, protect them. It feels like you created that life, and then you have to. It's some sort of responsibility for you to protect this.
Yeah.
And not
Well, I used to
make
have a
it hard.
dog in Minecraft, and it was pretty sad seeing it go. I tried to take care of it.
It's different levels. There's different
Yeah.
levels to it, and it's just something you just got to think about. So it's like
Exactly.
schools. It's not only schools. The students' learning can affect outside of school, home, friends. Just
It
everywhere.
affects anything. School
Yeah.
affects everyone. Causes depression. It causes depression.
That is actually true. When you search up "school makes me feel," and then you just leave it on blank on when you search that
Sad.
on Google, it legit all the top
Depressed.
searches are. It makes me feel depressed. It makes me feel dumb. It makes me feel.
Like, are you happier at home or in school?
honestly?
now?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm happier at school, but
That is
but
weird.
but
That's
but,
weird.
but there's a but to it. Okay.
Okay,
'Cause-
hold on.
Okay. See?
When I see you at school, you are sad.
Yeah, no. That's not sad. That's just I just don't like people.
You're quiet. Exactly.
I don't like. I don't.
You're at
talk
home,
to
right?
people.
You're chilling with your family. You get out on a game with the boys. So, tell me, why are you happier at school?
No, because it's a form of escaping your responsibility and going in a game where there's not much responsibility you have to take into. But going to
So now
school,
we're doing Sword Art Online. You're going to a virtual world.
Exactly. It's that sort of like you go to a virtual world, you're escaping reality. You don't
Just like
take much
Kirito.
responsibilities. Yeah, you
All my
gotta
anime
stop
fans out
bringing
there.
anime shit out. You gotta stop bringing anime shit out. But yeah, it's a form of that. It's a form of that. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. But
Yeah, just like Naruto escaped, his childhood horror and became successful in life. That doesn't really make
what
sense.
does
I
that
just had
have
to
to
bring in
do with
Naruto.
anything? What does that have to do?
I just wanted to bring
You can't
Naruto in
just
here.
bring. Nah, this been happening way too much. You've just been bringing Naruto on way too much. You gotta stop talking about that. But school is like, how do I say this?
It's not necessary.
It is necessary, but I feel like high school isn't that necessary. I feel like high
I feel
school
like he's
can
got to
be.
learn the basics.
Well,
That's it.
what do you? So how long do you think school should last? Like for middle school and then end the school, or like you wanted to go to like elementary school and just end it at elementary school?
No, I'm fine with the way school ends. I just feel like they should teach you stuff that are actually gonna guide you in the right way of life, not some random math shit. Like,
Yeah, make it so you have
you know what
more
I mean?
choices. Yeah, I understand. I
Yeah,
understand. Yeah, but
like,
it's
yeah,
different from every country though. It's like some countries it's like school is the only way for you to make it out of the future. It's like that's the only type of job you can get if you have a good degree in school and stuff like that. And I know
exactly.
in like I'm 11th grader and you are too, and we've been put on this pressure to go to college, find a good college to go to. And I know some of you listeners out there, you also feel that too. Your parents tell you, your friends tell you, if you don't have a good college, you're not gonna have a good future. But even though
That's
that
not
might
true.
be,
First of
yeah,
all, that's not true.
that might be some fact true, but you have other options. There's other options you can do. There's some garbage men who makes more than actual teachers, and they
UPS
spend four
drivers,
years.
sheesh.
They spend 4 years in college getting a degree just to be outpaid by garbage men. And garbage men are awesome. They're garbage men. They do a lot of
Yeah,
work we can't do, and that there's a ton of
exactly.
respect for that. And
Yeah,
in society, and it's not even school too, it's in society too. We've been taught to look down on people who do less work or works that we consider bad, like garbage men and truck
yeah,
drivers and delivery drivers and stuff like that. We've been taught to look down on them and say that doesn't take work, but they're the driving force of America. We built it off of those people. Like truck drivers, they built America basically from all the roads and stuff. And but we just can't seem to get out of like the society concept just to talk about, just so we have some egotistical people say, oh, I'm better than this person. Nobody's better than anyone. Everybody's the same. They
yeah. We're all
just want to be
human.
better.
We're all
Yeah,
human. Well,
we're all human.
that motivated me.
we can all be the same. But
Uh,
and that forms into different topics too. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's legit everywhere. Society, every single society has it. And it's sad. It's sad to kind of see that transition go through when you look at it. When you truly look at it and understand, see like, oh, I've done that too. I've looked down on other people just because of their jobs. But it's like it gets them food. It gets them paid. And school does
exactly.
that too. It's like you either have a good grade or a bad grade and then you're done. That's all for you.
Yeah.
That's your future now. But it's just I feel like it can be so much better than this. And if there's
But do you
any
think,
teachers
like,
watching,
example, college, right? No,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think teachers can be watching this.
Yeah.
Teachers, if you are,
You guys
feel
are
bad for you
good.
guys because you guys don't get paid enough. That's it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Mr. Joe
Yeah.
Biden increases your minimum wage.
Oh yeah, they don't get paid at all. Yeah, they barely
Yeah,
get any money for
yeah. I
what they
respect
do.
teachers. You guys wake up, grade our stuff. They're basically students. If you think about it.
Yeah, they're basically like
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
No, they're like slaves. Well, okay, I'll
Okay,
take
let's
that back.
not.
They're like
Chill out. Chill
light.
out.
They're like light. What hard worked. They're
They're
hard
very
worked.
hardworking
Yeah.
people that don't make enough money.
Yeah, yeah. They're like
Yeah,
yeah. They're basically like doctors. Who I listened to
yeah.
this. I forgot who heard this from. I think it was what. Oh, it's that Prince EA dude. You know Prince EA?
No, I don't know
You don't
Prince
know who
yet.
that is? So this dude
No.
went into full dive of why like school and stuff isn't that necessary. And he said while a doctor can save a man's heart, a, a teacher can bring out the best of a student, right? And think about it, they can. A
You can
teacher
bring out the
can
worst of a
inspire.
student too.
They could. Some
You
teachers could.
could.
Some teachers definitely could. But think
My
about it.
God, do
Like,
I know
teachers
some?
can actually help students to bring out the best in themselves, and they're limited to so much by state governments. And it's
Yeah.
just too much for too much. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on from the high school part, right? We're done with, say as a student, you're done with high school, right? And now you're moving on to college. Do you think money has a big factor on the way a student can learn after that?
Money in this day and
Say,
age.
say, yeah,
Yeah, definitely,
money.
definitely, it definitely does. More money, easier problems. You don't have to go through much problems, and it's just like, yeah, money does have a lot of problems, and it's also how you view money too. If you view money as your primary source of happiness, then yes, it will definitely take a big toll on you. But if you just view money as a extra part out there just to help you get a step up, it's maybe not as much because you can figure out other solutions to get past the money problem, right? But some
True.
people, money is the only thing they have. They have nothing else to work for them, so they only have money. And if you have a lot of money, it's yeah, it is truly easier. You can't be delusional about that. If you have a lot more money, it's easier for you.
Yeah, so what I really meant was say a rich kid
Yeah,
with C grades, he can pick any school he wants because his parents they have a good amount of money to take him to a good college, right?
yeah.
Or say a poor kid who has really good grades, who's going to the better school there?
Probably the more money school kid has higher chance of getting into it
Yeah,
because there's a
but
lot of kids who do well in school. Well, yeah, there's a lot of kids who's going to college that do well in school. They just don't get picked for it,
you
even
see
though
how
they
the
are smart.
harder working kid won't make it to the bigger schools, just like the richer people will.
Yeah, but if their parents like pay the college, they like donated a lot of money. The school sort of feels obligated, like the
Yeah,
college
what are those
feels
colleges again?
obligated.
What are those
What
like
do you
free
mean?
colleges? Like the
A scholarship?
yeah scholarship. A lot of kids get those nowadays, don't they?
Yeah,
Smart
there's a
kids.
lot of help.
Yeah.
That's some good things that's been happening. To the kids or parents who are less fortunate to have monies. To support them and give them scholarship and give them full ride scholarship is the best one to help them.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a good thing. It's a good thing that's been happening, and it needs to happen more. It definitely needs to happen more because I feel
Yeah.
like it's favored towards the people who has more money, not the more privileged, just the ones with the more money. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking, but it's just all.
I
It's just
mean,
all. Yeah.
like I personally know some teachers who are still paying off their student loans, and they're like, they're 50, 40 now, and they're still
Yeah.
paying college, which is just seems crazy to me how expensive a college can actually be.
Yeah.
And some people will never actually be able to go to college because they won't have the money, even though they have the skill, and they're passionate about the career. They won't have the chance to do that,
Yeah.
which is, it's sad
Yeah. That's sad.
because
That is sad. Yeah. Feels like the ones who can bring the gifts out of people, like help people, are actually less benefited to the ones that just makes money, like the Wall Street guys. They just rip people off, steal money from the poor, and then boom, they become rich, right? But like the
yeah,
teachers, they just work hard, but they don't get as much. It just feels like,
true.
and it's not balanced. It's just not balanced. I feel like it's got to be balanced, and I feel like the government or whoever controls it can do a lot more about those. But at this point, we can't really do much
Yes,
ourselves technically,
yeah,
yeah, but
ourselves.
because we can't even vote right now, basically.
Yeah,
But
only
yeah, it's just a
13.
lot.
Yeah,
So hopefully, schools can change. More kids get better education. Better
more
scholarship.
opportunities,
Yeah,
more
more
opportunities.
opportunities, and more teachers get paid better, decent enough, so they can actually support their families and
Yeah,
stuff, and pay off their student loans. And I feel like college should be free though.
college.
Yeah.
Well, when you're going to a college, what are we paying for?
Well, we're paying for books that are like $100 or maybe a couple of hundreds, maybe even thousands. Some
You
dorm
so many
probably,
papers $1,000.
and well, it's just like basic
See,
necessities you're
it doesn't
getting.
really make sense.
Yeah, it's just
Dorms, they're not necessary. You can easily live with your parents for a
yeah,
couple more
yeah.
years, or friends. So I don't
It's
really get
just,
what we're paying for. I
and
guess
that's
you're
the
just
thing.
paying
They
to
don't
get
tell us. They
educated from
don't
the
tell
teacher.
us much. They don't
Yeah,
tell us much what we're doing, and it just feels like, oh, you have this, you do this. Okay, now you owe us 100 grand. It's like, what?
yeah. It's
What
like
do you mean?
what?
I just want to be a doctor. It's like it's too bad
Yeah,
for you. You just have to do this. It's just like more money. You get it or you don't. That's it.
yeah. Like I don't even think college is necessary nowadays. There's so many things you can learn online.
Yeah,
Like for
big.
example,
Yeah,
YouTube. There's so many resources on YouTube. You can search up anything and learn it. If
Yeah.
you really, put work into it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Obviously, you can't be a doctor off YouTube or an engineer off YouTube.
You gotta have a degree. But don't listen to him. Never stop dreaming. You there might be a day where you can get a scholarship from doing YouTube. That might be something.
Some of the richest people are YouTubers.
that is true. Yeah. Well, not the richest. They're rich, but not the
They're
richest.
rich. They're rich. Yeah.
And it's like some big companies like Google and Apple. I think it's Apple, or big companies, like they say they don't call a scholarship isn't really that necessary. It's just how a person attacks a problem and solves it. That's what more necessary. No, but it's just we're meant to believe that college is the only way and there's no other way. And some kids can't even get out of this. Some kids, their parents are strictly telling them to go to college. There's no other options for you. If you do, you're a disappointment. That's what they say. And it's just, it's like they just gotta talk and understand how certain people feel about certain stuff. That's all.
Yeah.
But
you gotta get your kids' POV and see how they're actually feeling.
Get a POV on your kids. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Get in. What is it called? What is that slang?
What do you mean?
Get in their shoes or something.
Oh yeah, to understand someone, be in their shoes. I'll walk a mile in their shoes.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but you can't really walk in someone's shoes if their shoes are too small, But you can try to understand. Yes, but that saying is a bit flawed, But
yeah,
and I feel like the testing and stuff, they're not really that necessary in school, like quizzes, and especially these days, like. Some of the works I've been getting in classes, I just feel like the teacher's not even doing it. It's just okay, there's nothing else for you to do, so I'm gonna just give you work and then do this. I'm just gonna count as your grade.
I know that teachers aren't doing this because I don't know if you remember in what was it, freshman year we would take those weekly vocabulary quizzes. Remember? Yeah. So you know how they would tell you to study on Quizlet?
Yeah.
You know how Quizlet has their own study guide, their own quiz you can take. Yeah. That exact quiz that I took on Quizlet was the exact quiz we took the next day on paper.
Yeah.
So there's that wasn't teachers, and I know it wasn't teachers because they had a completely different name on it. Just right there is proof.
They're telling us not to plagiarize, but they're stealing a whole packet of Quizlet answers, giving out the students.
Exactly.
Now, what do you think about standardized testing, like the standardized testing you get every couple of months?
What is that?
Like NWEA tests, those tests. Like standardized tests that are put by state and governments. And do you think those are actually helpful to the students, or do you think it's just a way for us, like teachers, to grade us in the numbers, not in actual content terms?
Well, as usual, I don't think they're necessary. I don't think they help us.
Yeah.
They don't help us, obviously. They're testing us, that's it. There's nothing else more than the test, just like you said.
Just grading us, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't help us. It's for the government, honestly. I don't know.
What do you think they're gonna do with the government?
Well, it depends. Isn't it how good we do on it? Well, the college looks at it, right? Don't they?
Not like when you're young, I don't think.
What's the test that the college looks like? The ACTs or something like that?
ACT and SATs, yeah.
Yeah, those are the college looks at, right?
I think those are some others. I still don't know what they are fully. I still don't know what they are.
Didn't you take the practice one?
Yeah, I took the practice one, but it felt just like the ones you took when you were in middle school or elementary school, like those tests with just a bizarre amount of questions.
I know what you're talking about.
It's just read this part of the book and then tell me what it's saying. I got those right, but it just feels like 75 questions. You want me to do 75 questions in 1 hour?
What, right?
I'm like, why? Just why? And I have to read all this thing. It's just like, what? Why? Just why?
Like that right there, it causes mental depression, suicidal thoughts. Just for us.
It's just too much stress. Too much stress. Ease up on us. Explain to us how we're supposed to actually do it.
We're literally children.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore, but when we were,
we're still technically, in the grand scheme, we're still children.
Well, I'm 22. I don't know how you are.
Adult. Shut up. You're not 22. You're not 22. But yeah, I feel like it's just not necessary. It's just too much.
But some things are important. Some things are important.
Yeah, some things are important. Like numbers.
Yeah.
Math.
Like some history things we should know,
Yeah.
Things that happened in the past. Like I personally like history. It's the one class I actually
It's interesting.
pay attention to. Yeah, exactly. It's interesting. It's fun. It's honestly fun learning new things that happened back then.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're never going to use it in our lives, but it's still a fun class.
No, we could. We definitely could use history. I feel like we can use history. We can use all of those. It's just they don't tell us how to actually.
We're not going to walk in their store and someone's going to ask us when was Abraham Lincoln shot.
No, I'm not talking literal. I'm not talking literal actual thing. I'm talking in more of a grand scheme. Like to fix problems right now, we got to look back in the history and say, oh, I guess we shouldn't kill all the Jews. That's bad. The human genocide is bad, and we can not do that in the future, right? That's what That's in the term I'm saying.
Well, yeah, just learning from other people's mistakes.
Yeah, but having races and segregation, those are bad.
Obviously, it hasn't. It doesn't work out like that way. But
I feel like we can learn from the past and then improve our future as a whole. I feel like that's what we could do, but.
I mean, obviously that hasn't happened yet. There's still racism, but that's for another subject.
Yeah, well, we'll get into that in another subject. Yeah. And math could be so much fun. I feel like math could be so much fun.
Don't talk. Math is retarded, dude. I hate math.
No. You're talking literal. You're like, oh, what's 1 + 1? Nobody's gonna ask you that in the real life. But I'm saying like, if you look at everything, everything can be considered math. Like the light.
Everything is considered math, right?
Yeah, exactly. It is. But
you can calculate anything. Like, for example, this microphone, right? How tall
like it is. The diameter and stuff, like how the actual sound noises go through in frequency and stuff.
How do you find the diameter? Is it b squared? C squared equals.
Fuck, I forgot. you find like the half point, and then you find like the actual like the circumference or something.
Yeah, something.
And I learned that in what seventh grade? Yeah, so I learned that in 7th grade. But I forgot because it wasn't implanted in how to actually use it.
Where did you learn how to multiply?
Multiply?
Was it 2nd grade?
I was sick at multiplying division. I was 3rd grade. No, 4th grade. 4th grade is when they actually started teaching us multiplying division.
I learned the 2nd grade. You're so strong.
I had to take another year because I was too young to actually come here, so I had to do it and repeat a 3rd year. But it was only for like a week because it was end of the year too. So I was just held back technically like a half a week. But yeah. Alright. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast, and if you guys have any questions or want to talk about something, we'll leave a Discord chat below, and make sure to like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you in the future.
Also comment ideas down below.
Oh yeah,
there's a description.
Yeah, you can leave it in the Discord.
You don't gotta go to the Discord, but you can also comment down below.
You can just leave it in the bottom and we'll look at it. Alright. See ya.
Peace.